Say, hey, are we doing this or what? On 8:30, the texts and emails are already flying, right? This is great. Okay, happy Monday. It's gonna be a great week. Hope we all go out there and make awesome things happen. We're just gonna talk a little bit about wholesale transactions. And so these wholesalers, when they go to these distressed sellers, they have different various marketing like knocking doors. In fact, we're gonna have a really cool event in September on setting up your full door knocking business in one day. So if you don't have a real estate company, you want to own a real estate company, you will be able to start and own your very own real estate company in September. So make sure you come to that event of mine. But that being said, so these real estate investors, these wholesalers that are buying these distressed properties through various aspects of marketing like door knocking and flyers and mailers and calling and whatever they can do to get direct to these sellers that are distressed, right? And they're distressed because why? They're going through a divorce. They've had a death in the family. They have debt. They're in distress, so that they just have all of these things in their life compiling. And more than likely, if they call a real estate agent and ask them to list their house, they're not going to be able to sell the house anyways. The real estate agent might, if they're not nice, probably even laugh at them, saying this house needs like $50,000 worth of work to put it on the market, and they're like, well, I don't have 50,000. So that's why wholesalers go in and buy these houses cash cheaper than what the house is worth, because they're going to have to go put the $50,000 in there, right? And so a lot of times when these wholesalers pick up these properties, they create a contract and they have the homeowner sign it in between them, right? And so now they have this contract, and they actually open up escrow with $5,000 worth of earnest money. And a lot of times these wholesalers, a lot of them don't go through inspections or this or that, but sometimes if they're not super distressed, and just depending on the situation of how the structure is and how your business is set up, a lot of times they do go through an inspection with the homeowner, because guess what they're trying to do? During that inspection, they're going to try to assign that contract that they bought. So if they picked it up for $200,000 and they want to make money and assign the contract out, they're going to start sending it to other investors for $210,000 so they can make a quick $10,000, right? So a lot of times in that scenario, they do have an inspection on the property for 10 days. And then within that 10 days, they're going to try to go and assign that contract and make $10,000. And then what they're going to do is, once they assign the contract, they have their $5,000 in there. They assign the contract, and they get that person, right, to put $5,000 into escrow and open up escrow with that new contract. And so now their $5,000 earnest money is safe, right? Because if this person defaults, they're losing their $5,000, and the wholesaler gets their $5,000 back, okay? And so it's an interesting concept how these wholesalers work back and forth, but it works. And in my prediction, it happens as much as 1,000 times a month in the Arizona market. So, if you're looking at getting into wholesaling or wholesaling, you should be able to snag at least and do at least one wholesale deal a month if there's 1,000 going on in the Arizona market of these distressed sales, right? So, one thing that's kind of an interesting concept is I've seen these wholesalers before have their $5,000 in there, and then they're on the last hour of their 10th day of the inspection. They still don't have it assigned, but they have a verbal that someone's going to be taking it. And so I honestly don't think that you should ever make a bet on your earnest money that someone else is going to get it in after inspection if you're personally not planning on buying and taking down that house yourself. If the numbers aren't there, don't bet on your earnest money. It's just not a good way to practice real estate and do real estate, because very easily you're going to lose that. If you're betting on it, you can lose that earnest money. So make sure your earnest money is safe. And there's a lot of tactics that you can do to make sure that earnest money is safe, right? You could be on the 10th day, you still don't have it assigned, you don't have your earnest money secured by someone else, a new buyer, but you're close. You have a verbal like, hey, someone is going to do it tomorrow. So you can just go to Mr. Home Seller and say, hey, here's this scenario. I think you've got a great house, and can you please give me an extra 2 or 3 days and create, an addendum to get an extra 3 days on that contract. Likewise, if you don't have any activity whatsoever and you still have a good relationship with the homeowner and the homeowner wants you to sell the property, you can go to them on the 10th hour also, right? Get an extension on the 10-day and get a price reduction and tell them we have to reduce it. There's no interest in it at this price. If you really want to sell it, we need the reduction, right? So there's two tactics that you can work if you're a wholesaler, you're working these properties. And I hope that works for you. And wholesaling's great. It's a good business. And there's a lot of people that make a lot of money in Arizona with wholesaling. And I would strongly encourage you to learn more about it and how you can participate and how you can make money through wholesaling. So you guys are awesome. Thank you for who you are and all that you do. Go out there and make something happen today. Happy Monday. Thank you.